What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is Force, and here today we're going to be taking a look at Spellweaver. This is an upcoming free-to-play digital trading card game, and I got my hands on access to the closed beta, so I thought we would take a look, and that's what we're going to do here in this video. So this is a little world map, which is basically a way of progression and doing these little quests, these daily quests. So I could get this daily quest, the Great Oaken Dom, and this just requires me to play 2 friendly games or ranked games using a nature hero. There's a quest over here to win 3 friendly or ranked games. There's a quest right here to just win 7 games. In fact, let me accept that. So yeah, just this is like a world map that displays all of the 6 different factions or colors that are in this game, and I can actually show those to you. Well, let me go to my collection here. I can show it to you here. So yeah, these are the 6 different factions that we have. There's the yellow or white. In fact, well, you know what? These things probably have specific names, don't they? It's like Dominion and Nature, and there's all sorts of stuff. It's not saying here when I'm mousing over this, so I actually don't know off the top of my head. I apologize, but you guys get the picture. There's different factions, and they have different roles, and they fill different sort of, I don't know, stereotypes. Like there's the black, decaying death one with zombies and stuff. There's the Dominion, which like drains life, and I think it has vampires. There's I don't know, this guy over here. The green guy. We're gonna just let's play some games because you guys want to see some games. We're gonna play a couple of games. The first one, I've got a deck here. It's a black deck, I guess I'll call it, with zombies. I'll call it a zombie deck. That's what it is. And I'd like to show you sort of what this game is about, and there's a lot to, I guess, take in. This is a pretty decent hand though, so we're gonna keep it. We've got our basically resource here. These resource cards known as shrines. Every turn you can cast a single one of them, and the different shrines have different things, but generally you can get either 1 extra level or a mana plus a fringe benefit. So sometimes it's a card, sometimes it's an additional hero ability. So some of these shrines will give you additional hero abilities. So you have to start off with getting at least level 1 because all cards require at least level 1, and the level is displayed there on the left-hand side. So this card right here, it costs me 1 mana, which I have. It requires level 1, which I now have, and I can play it. It's a zombie legionnaire. So it's a 2/2 zombie for 1 mana, okay? So that's that. And let's go ahead and end the turn. So it's a 2/2 zombie for 1 mana that requires a single level. And now for my second turn, I could either go for 1 more mana or 1 more level, and I am going to choose to go for 1 mana. Plus, you also get the benefit of drawing a card. Okay, so a couple of different things I can play right now. I don't want to play this, obviously. Noxious Fumes gives minus attack and HP to a creature. But we're going to play this, the Infected Survivor. This is kind of cool. Infected Survivor is a 1/1. And then when it dies, you get a Legionnaire creature into the battlefield. So, you know, the TCGs or CCGs that I play the most of, Magic and Hearthstone, I'll be drawing comparisons to. In fact, I'll probably be spending most of the time drawing comparisons in this game to Magic the Gathering, because it is very, very similar in many, many ways. There's just some slight alterations, some different name things and things like that. But that is pretty much it, I believe, for this turn. So we're going to pass it on over to our opponent. Let's talk about the UI real quick, couple of things. He just played a 2/2 Lifebound, which is basically lifelink. And there's the speed mechanic as well. So notice this creature on the left-hand side by the attack value, there's a red arrow. This one has a yellow arrow, and this one has a green arrow. So these are the varying levels of speed, and it goes up to a 4th one, which is, I believe the color is blue. So there's basically 4 levels of speed, and speed dictates how creatures interact with each other. So for example, if I attack with both of these, he can block the one that's red, but he can't block the one that's green. You basically a creature can interact with a creature that is at or below their speed value. So I can attack him, but I can't attack his creature with my zombie legionnaire. You notice the X right there? But I could attack it with this one. I obviously wouldn't though, because this is a 1 attack and 1 health minion, and this is a 2 attack and 2 health minion. But if I attack with both of these guys, he can choose to block this one because it's got a lower speed, but he cannot choose to block this one. Now before we go into the combat phase though, Let's take a look at what I want to do. I'm actually going to get one more corruption level so that I can cast my spell. It is a curse, and this is a persistent ability that's going to last for the entirety of the game. So this is a Restless Tombs, and it makes it so that at the start of my turn, I can summon a zombie legionnaire onto the field. So basically at the start of my turn, every turn, I'm going to get one of these bad boys. Okay, so I am going to choose right now to swing at him, because if he blocks my legionnaire with his lifelink dude, I'm fine with that, because they're both going to die. And I keep getting these every turn now that I have my Restless Tombs in play. My Restless Tombs. So I hit him for 1. He traded. He gained 2 life because of the life bound that was on his priest there. So yeah, he ended up gaining the life anyways, but that is going to do it for our turn. So let's talk about the user interface. You can notice right here, this is my health value. That's just a portrait of mine, my name. Hero abilities, my opponent's hero's ability is up here. For at level 3 and for 3 mana, he can look at the top 4 cards of his deck. He can put an angel card from them onto the field and put the rest on the bottom. That's actually a crazy strong ability. I can also see his level, his current mana, and the cards that he has in his hand. Okay, so for this turn, we are going to first and foremost use a shrine to gain a mana, draw a card. We can have opponent discard 2 cards. Consume Spirit doesn't do us any good. He played a spell as well. At the end of his turn, he can pay 1 to put a non-summon creature under this, and then it comes back with a Might emblem, which is basically a +1/+1 counter. So that's really good. I have not seen anything in this game at the moment to get rid of these spells, the blessings, or for example, the curse that I have. But there might be things that do eliminate these, but they seem to function like enchantments do in Magic the Gathering. Okay, so what I could do right now, I think my best bet probably at this point is to have my opponent discard 2 cards. So he's going to go from 6 down to 4 cards. And then I am also going to attack him with everything that I have. That I can attack with. This guy has what's essentially Summoning Sickness. He just came into play, so notice that summoned debuff that's swirling about him. And that's really all I can do right now. So I mentioned how there are hero abilities. Oh, he didn't do anything during his turn? Holy moly. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and gain a mana, draw a card. And nothing. These are all like debuff stuff, so there's nothing that we actually want to play right now. So we will attack with what we have and then end the turn. So I talked about hero abilities, and we took a look at him. My hero ability, for 1 mana, I can give a creature -1 speed until end of turn. So I talked about that speed interaction, and essentially, so now, notice how he is a yellow speed. I can choose to bring him down to red speed, which will allow me to force an interaction with this speed creature, because I can't attack yellow with red unless he gets dropped. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this right here. We're going to gain a mana, draw a card, and then pre-combat, I am going to -2/-2 him, and then I'm going to drop his speed, which allows me to force an interaction with him, and then I can have them engage. Now I'm also going to go ahead and attack my opponent in the face with these. And then, that's good. Then we're going to go ahead and declare a combat phase. So what happens? He engages, he engages, he engages his face. So we're able to kill his guy because of our -speed debuff. Then I also have 3 more mana, so I'm going to use 2 of them to play a Mesmerizing Spirit. It's a 2/1 creature with a 2 speed, and when it comes into play, opponent has to discard a card. So opponent discards a card, goes into the graveyard, we end the turn. You'll notice up here, there's a little countdown timer. This is actually making my process of trying to explain things for you. It's making my gameplay a little bit, I'm running out of time. There's a clock for both players' turns, and if you run out of it, you lose the game. So I actually have to start speeding things up. I think I should be able to kill him, no problem though. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, we just killed the 3/2 flying creature that he had in play. There's also a front line and a back line. I guess I'll play this. I will play my Mesmerizing Spirit, forcing him to discard a card. And then lastly, you notice I don't have any level or mana cards. I don't have any shrines right now. Well, once a turn, you can exchange a card in your hand to reveal the top 4 cards of your library. And if one of them is a shrine, you can take it. So this sort of helps alleviate. So shrines sort of function like mana, but they're multifaceted. They're mana, and then again, they also have these fringe benefits of increasing your level or your card. This Divine Offering ability, it essentially helps to try to bypass the notion of getting mana screwed. That's a major problem in Magic the Gathering. There can be many times where you're mana screwed and it really messes up your game. Now, Hearthstone attempted to offset that by having just everyone gains a crystal a turn. This game is trying to offset that by essentially just adding some more diversity with this additional mechanic, this Divine Offering mechanic. So once again, I could, if I wanted to, ditch a card, look at the top 4 cards in my library, and if one of them is a shrine, I can pick it up. Looks like we pretty much just win right here, though. Let's gain a mana and draw a card. And then we're going to go ahead and attack with everything that we have, and the opponent is done for. So that's the game. There you go. Congratulations. What did they even do? Oh, we did a Path of Transcendence thing to that angel. Doesn't matter, though. We have enough of victory, and that is the game. Thank goodness, though, because we were almost running out of time. All right, so there's the quick example of a single game. I think we went over most of the mechanics. Before we hop into another game, I just like to go over these things again. So as far as I can tell right now, these are just daily quests. These are quests that you get, and the further you progress, I guess you'll just unlock more of them in each one of the regions. The game is eventually going to have 2 different single-player campaigns, although I don't know that that's in the game right now. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Maybe that's what the trials are. Actually, you know what? These might be the tournaments. Because the game is supposed to also have, there's multiplayer duels, which I can go to friendly or ranked game. Unfortunately, there's like no one, it's a closed beta right now, there's like no one in it. So I could be sitting here for a while trying to even find a game. That's why we're just playing against AI. But there's also eventually going to be tournaments built right into the client. So that might be what the trials are. I'm actually not entirely sure what the campaign is, so forgive me for that. The heroes are basically your different decks that you have. So there's all sorts of different things here, and this just shows you all of the cards in the deck. We were just playing with this deck right here, this zombie deck, and I'm going to play my next game. I've got this goblin style deck right here, so we're going to play a game with this. I really like this one. And I want to show you a couple things, though, before we hop into another game. So let's go to my collection, okay? So I talked about how shrines, they give you either mana and a fringe benefit or an additional level. So I want to show you a little bit of what those fringe benefits can be. So here's a order shrine, which gives you either a level or mana and a card. Wisdom shrine, same thing, a level or mana and a card. But look at this one. With this laboratory shrine, you can choose to either get a level, or you can you can get 1 mana plus a skill. So the skill that you could get is going to be the card of your choice gains 2 energy. So energy is an additional mechanic. Some cards can have energy, and it's basically like a resource that they use to cast special abilities, for example. Here's an Elven Shrine. We can either use it to gain a level or a mana plus the skill that gives an elf you control 1 attack and 2 HP. So the hero abilities, like the one that I had that reduced a creature's speed, or the one that the opponent had to look at the top 4 cards of his library and grab an angel, you can get more of those. There's 3 total slots. You can get more hero skills depending on the shrines that you have in your deck, the shrines that you have access to. So here's a shrine that gives me an ability to sack a creature and draw a card. This one gives me an ability to put a weakness emblem on a creature, which is a -1/-1 counter, as well as gain 2 life. And yeah, so it's pretty cool, huh? It's neat that we have, again, this game is, it's combining a lot of elements from Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. It really is. Like the Hearthstone hero mechanic, this game has it, but it also gives you options and to have different hero mechanics, which I think is probably something people would like to see in Hearthstone. All right, so we're going to play another game here. This time we'll be playing with our Goblin deck. This one's a bit different than the one that we had last time. Okay, so this is a okay hand. We got a turn 1 and turn 2 play. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Okay, so we're going to start off, we gain a rage level, and that's going to allow me to play my Goblin Warrior. So you look at the Goblin Warrior and you say, well, Force, that's just like the zombie card, except the zombie card was a 2/2 for 1 mana and 1 level. The difference, though, again, is look at this. This guy has a level 2 speed, a yellow speed. So he can essentially bypass the zombie creature, and the zombie creature can't attack into him unless I let it, unless I, you know, force an engagement with it. I get to make that decision. So the speed mechanic, it seems to add just like an extra level of strategic gameplay and thought. Now, something I didn't talk about in the last match is the fact that there are, as you can see, there's 2 lines. There's a front line and a back line. All right, we're playing against basically the deck that we just played. Okay, so there's a front line and a back line. And the way this works is that support creatures go in the back line and they're safe from creatures in the front line. I think that, you know what, I'm actually, I love how I say, oh, well, the way that this works, I'm actually not 100% positive how it works, but there's separate engagement rules between the front line and the back line. And it's been my experience that the front line cannot just walk up to and engage with the back line, but the back line can choose to block and stuff. I guess it depends on the type of creature it is. This game has flying creatures. It also has creatures with range, which appears to work like a first strike mechanic, where the range will throw first, and then if the creature dies, then they don't, you know, then that just happens. All right, this guy, he's actually gonna lose his, well, we can kill him a few different ways. I'm trying to think of how I wanna do this. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and gain a mana and draw a card. Let's see what we draw into. Okay, we just drew into another shrine. So my hero power right now is Immolation for 2 mana, and it requires 1 level. I can deal 1 damage to a creature or hero. So I could deal 1 damage to him and then attack into him, which would kill him. So I'm gonna tap 2. Gonna deal 1 damage to him. We will attack into him with this guy. And then we will attack my opponent in the face with these 2. And then we will go ahead and declare our phase. There's a pause mechanic if you want to pause and do anything in between, like I could throw out a fire blast or something. So that engagement happens, 4 damage goes to his face, and during our second phase, I'll show you the phases at the top in just 1 second. I'm gonna play this guy. He is a 2/2 for 1, but he can't block and he can only attack heroes. So he's a creature that just goes straight for the face, essentially. And we will go ahead and end the turn. Okay, so at the top, these are the phases. There's a deploy phase, the combat phase, the reinforce phase, and the end of your turn. It's basically first and second main phase, combat phase, and end step. That's, you know, that's what it comes down to. What did he do there? Oh, he switched power with creatures. Okay, this card is really annoying. I need to kill it. He can pump it up to huge value, which I don't want that to happen. So I am actually going to throw a fireball at that, believe it or not. Now I can't cast my hero ability. Hero abilities have cooldowns that are turn-based. So you'll have abilities that take 2 turns, 3 turns, 4 turns, etc. to actually come back. And let's go ahead and put the Boiling Blood, which gives a creature +2 attack. We're gonna put that on him. And then we're gonna swing for 6 here and end the phase. All right, and then it goes into the second main phase. Nothing I can do, so we're going to go ahead and end the turn. And we do have a potential victory for next turn. He's going to force us to discard a card. Let's go ahead and get rid of our shrine, because we could Divine Offering into another shrine if we wanted to, and I can actually kill, well, let's see here. He blocks that. I can kill that with this guy. Actually, I need another power level to do that. I need he's gonna be able to block one of my creatures. He'll probably block this guy. So if I can kill that guy too, let's go ahead and Divine Offering. And we're gonna choose to get rid of, I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3. I'll have enough. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of the Fire Blast. Yes, all shrines. We're gonna take one of those shrines. With this, I need another level. So we're gonna increase rage level. This lets me play my Disciple of Zash. My Disciple of Zash has an ability, which I can put him on sleep, which is like the tap mechanic, use 1 mana and deal 1 damage to a creature. And with that, we're gonna kill his spirit. So his spirit is now dead. And then I'm going to put another 2 attack on one of my minions. We're gonna put it on this guy. And then we're gonna attack with everything that we have, and this should be the win. He can block one of my 4/2s. Oh, it just chooses to block that, and gonna go into negative value. And that is a sweet victory. Fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful. So we win. Thank you very much. Let's take a quick look at the marketplace. Let's see what this game, again, it's a free-to-play game. What does this game have for sale? Well, you can purchase individual packs. You can purchase a shrine pack, which will give you 25 primary shrines of each aspect. This is going to cost gold, which you can choose to purchase more gold or purchase more crystals. Gold you get just from doing quests in the game. So these quests, these daily quests that I have, like win 7 games, for example, I get 1,000 gold. It's a pretty significant amount of gold. This one gives me 350 gold if I play 2 friendly. So it seems like they're being pretty generous with the gold. Again, like look at this quest. Daily quest, 350 gold, okay? So what does that 350 gold buy you? That buys you about half as much to get a single pack. Small pack. There's also a normal pack. And then to get a 12-pack box, it costs 1,000 crystals. Now I have 640 crystals. I got a press build of this game, so I can't really speak to the value, like how much it costs to do these things, although I guess we could click on this and see what we got here. Okay, so perfect. This tells me, let's see, 200 crystals is $5, and you get extra value. You know, you see the save value, so the more you spend, the more you get. But let's just say you spent $20, 960 crystals. So $20 will get you almost enough, obviously just shy, strategically placed so that people want to spend this one, the $40 value, to get yourself access to a 12-pack box. Now, what about the starter decks? Starter decks either cost 5,400 gold or 450 of the gems, which is $10. So you can buy a starter deck for $10. I wouldn't say that's too terrible. You also have to keep in mind, the one thing I don't know that's going to take a long time to figure out is how quick that gold generation is. And that's going to tell you how easy it's going to be to basically make this a game be as free to play as possible. Now, obviously, if you play a game a lot and you enjoy it and you spend a lot of time with it, it's not a bad idea to pitch in some money, because that's how developers make these games. You know, they need to pay their bills like everyone else in the world. So, you know, spending a little bit of money is okay if you're playing a game a ton. But if you're just jumping into this game and you just want to play for free to just get a taste for it, the gold generation is going to be very, very important, because you can buy, as you can see, you can buy packs with gold, you can buy decks with gold, and then there's also, I don't know what the difference with these beta packs are, but there are these beta packs as well. It looks like they include more cards or something. Point is, though, gold generation is really going to be an important factor, and we'll have to see how that ends up playing out. I'm not in this game deep enough. I've played like 5 hours, yeah, but I'm not in this game deep enough to tell you that, you know, what the gold generation looks like. And then also, since I had a press build, I got a bunch of gold just thrown at me, so my opinion on that is skewed. Like, I'm like, oh, I have 10,000 gold, no problem, but I didn't do much to get that. You know, I have done a handful of quests here. I've done a bunch of these academy quests, but I don't, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I can't judge that fairly. So you guys are going to have to look to the community, the people who are just jumping in and playing this for free once this game launches, because it's got a closed beta right now that you can get into if you want. But yeah, this is unfortunately at this point in time, with the way I have access to this game and the fact that it's still in closed beta, I can't tell you how fair of a free-to-play system it is or not. But I could, as you've seen here, give you a decent display of what this game is like, what it plays like, and what different features it has at the moment. So just as a quick recap, you know, we've got those hero skills, those customizable hero skills that as a game progresses, depending on the shrines that you have, you can get different skills. I kind of like that. That's a neat little thing. In many ways, the phases and everything else, it plays incredibly, incredibly similar to Magic the Gathering. They've reworded a few things, but they do have as well that additional mechanic of the speed, which is going to add like an extra level of depth to it. There will be 2 single-player campaigns according to this feature list I'm looking at here. There's multiplayer duels, there will be tournaments and leaderboards. I really like that. The idea of built-in tournament systems I think is fantastic. I think Hearthstone should have that. I think Duels of the Planeswalkers should have that as well. And then they're also promising regular updates with card expansions and new features, but you know, that's just that's a claim. Who knows if that's going to happen? That's the proof is in the pudding once you know the game actually comes out as to whether or not that will be a thing. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video taking a look at the closed beta of Spellweaver, the upcoming free-to-play digital trading card game. And there's that one extra word there that I haven't looked into yet because I haven't seen anything here, but it's called a TCG, which implies trading with other people. Otherwise, it would be a CCG, a collectible card game. I don't see anything at the moment for trading with people, but I assume in their wording that that will be an option. Otherwise, it's false advertising. What the hell are you doing? All right, guys, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a fantastic afternoon, and I'll see you later.